All right, so uh, let's dive right into this.
Okay.
Today, we're looking at calendar management,
Yes.
specifically for sales and revenue leaders.
Right.
We're looking at this great article called Top 10 Calendar Management Best Practices for 2025.
Yes. Very relevant for today's sales leaders.
And we're going to give you the need-to-know info.
Absolutely.
You know, you folks are already super busy.
Yeah. Always on the go.
So we're going to cut to the chase with the best strategies.
Exactly. Actionable insight.
Now,
Yeah.
calendar management is something I'm really into.
Oh, me too. It's fascinating.
So I'm really excited to dig into this with you.
Likewise, I think we're going to have a good time.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Why is calendar management so crucial,
Yeah.
especially for sales leaders?
Well, I think for a sales leader,
Yeah.
it's not just about being organized.
Right.
It's about driving revenue, preventing burnout, maximizing efficiency,
Yeah, all those things.
and setting a good example for your team.
Yeah, showing them how it's done.
Right.
Okay, so that's the why.
Exactly.
Now, how do we put this into practice?
Well, one of the most powerful methods is
Yeah.
the focus buffer admin method.
Well, focus, buffer, admin.
Yes.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
A great framework.
Tell me more.
So you basically divide your day
Mm.
into 3 blocks. Focus, buffer, and admin.
Focus, buffer, admin.
Exactly. So focus time is for high-impact activities
Okay,
that directly contribute to revenue growth.
I like it.
So that would be things like client meetings,
Mhm.
strategy sessions, coaching.
Right, those are the big ones.
Exactly.
Okay, what about buffer time?
Buffer time is for those unexpected things.
Okay.
Tasks that pop up, transitions between meetings,
Right.
even just taking a few minutes to recharge.
So it's like breathing room in your day.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
And then admin time, that's for those essential but less revenue-generating activities, like emails, follow-ups, paperwork.
Those things you got to do.
Exactly.
All right, so we got our 3 blocks.
Yeah.
But how do we decide how much time to allocate to each one?
That's a great question.
Is there like a magic formula?
There isn't one magic formula, but a good starting point is a 60-20-20 split.
60-20-20, okay.
Yeah, so 60% of your day for focus time,
Okay.
20% for buffer, and 20% for admin.
So that means really prioritizing that focus time
Absolutely.
and saying no to things that don't align with our goal.
Right, you have to be ruthless.
Yeah, that can be tough,
It can.
especially in sales, where relationships are so important.
Absolutely.
So how do you say no without damaging relationships?
It's all about communication.
Yeah.
Setting clear boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
You could say something like, I really appreciate you thinking of me,
Yeah.
but given my priorities, I won't be able to give it the attention it deserves.
Okay.
Or I'm fully booked for meetings this week, but let's schedule time next week.
So you're direct, but respectful.
Exactly.
And you're offering alternatives.
Yes,
I like it.
it's important.
And that brings us to another key point.
What's that?
Setting clear boundaries for our working hours.
Oh, absolutely.
So important for preventing burnout.
Yeah, and setting a good example for the team.
But sales is always on. How do we disconnect?
Technology can be a big help here.
Okay.
Most calendar apps let you set working hours
Right.
and automatically decline meetings outside those times.
That's amazing. No more guilt trips.
Right. You're in control.
All right. So we've got our focus time,
Yeah.
our buffer time, and our boundaries set.
Okay.
But how do we actually make sure we're using that focus time effectively?
That's the key, isn't it?
It's so easy to get sidetracked.
It is.
So are we talking turning off notifications,
Absolutely.
closing extra tabs,
Yes.
phone on, do not disturb,
All of that.
creating a distraction-free zone?
Exactly.
And this is where time boxing comes in, right?
Time boxing is a great technique.
Okay. But how does it actually work?
It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
You break down your focus time into smaller chunks
Okay.
and assign a specific task to each chunk.
So let's say I've got 90 minutes for client meetings.
Right.
Then 60 minutes for strategic planning. And then 30 for team coaching.
Exactly.
So I'm basically setting time limits for each task.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And that creates a sense of urgency.
Okay.
You're less likely to get bogged down.
Because you know you only have a certain amount of time.
Right. It keeps you focused.
And it helps you be realistic about what you can achieve.
That's crucial.
We tend to overestimate what we can do in a short time
We do.
and underestimate what we can do over the long term.
That's so true.
So time boxing helps us break down those big goals
Right.
into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Makes it less overwhelming.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
Prioritizing.
Yes.
Setting boundaries. Using that focus buffer admin method.
It's a powerful method.
And leveraging time boxing.
All great strategies.
And it all comes back to using our calendar strategically.
Exactly.
To achieve our goals.
And create a more productive work life.
I think that's a perfect place to wrap up part 1.
It is.
Of our deep dive on calendar management for sales leaders.
We've covered a lot, but there's more to come.
There is a lot more to come, so make sure you stay tuned for part 2.
Definitely looking forward to it. Welcome back to the deep dive.
So, picking up where we left off.
Yeah.
We talked about time boxing for individual tasks.
Right.
But what about managing all those meetings?
Oh, yeah.
It seems like meetings take over everyone's calendar these days.
Meetings are essential, but they can easily become time wasters.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you got to be strategic.
Right.
First step is really evaluating whether a meeting is even necessary.
So before you even hit send on that invite, ask yourself, can this be done with an email?
Exactly.
A quick phone call? Or a shared document?
A lot of meetings could be avoided.
Totally.
But if a meeting is the way to go, then we got to make it efficient.
So how do we do that?
Start with a clear agenda, shared in advance so everyone's prepared.
That makes a lot of sense.
And you know what I found really helps?
What's that?
Having a timekeeper.
Oh, yeah, a timekeeper. That's a good idea.
Keeps things on track.
No more meetings that drag on forever.
Exactly.
Love it.
And be selective about who you invite.
Okay.
Only the essential people.
So not just inviting everyone just in case.
Right. It's tempting.
Yeah.
But a smaller group can be much more productive.
I think that's a great point.
And remember, shorter meetings can be better.
Oh, yeah. Challenge that default 60-minute meeting.
Right. Could it be 30 minutes? Even 15?
Sometimes, yeah.
Just be mindful of everyone's time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so speaking of time, we touched on technology earlier.
We did.
Let's dive a little deeper into how tech can be a game changer.
Oh, technology is a lifesaver. I'm always looking for new apps and gadgets.
Me too.
So what are some of your must-haves?
Well, for scheduling meetings, Calendly is amazing.
Calendly.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
It eliminates all that back and forth emailing.
Right.
People can just book time based on your availability.
I bet that's a huge time saver.
It is massive.
Especially for sales folks who are always meeting with people.
Absolutely.
And it integrates with most calendar apps, right?
It does. It's seamless.
Okay, so what else?
Task management apps.
Okay.
Like Trello or Asana.
I use Trello to keep track of my projects.
Yeah, Trello's great.
But how does that tie into calendar management?
You can integrate them with your calendar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can schedule dedicated blocks of time for specific tasks.
That's awesome.
Helps you make sure things actually get done.
I love visual organization.
Me too.
So seeing my tasks right there on my calendar, that would be amazing.
It's really helpful.
What about notepads?
Oh, yeah, online notepads.
Like Evernote or Google. Keep jot down ideas, meeting notes, task reminders.
And then integrate them with your calendar later.
Exactly. It's like a digital brain extension.
Okay, we've covered a lot of practical tips and tools here.
We have.
But how does all this translate to a more productive sales team?
It's not just about individual productivity. It's about creating a culture where everyone values time and uses it strategically.
I like that. So how do we foster that kind of culture?
Well, it starts with leading by example.
Okay.
You as the leader.
Yeah.
You got to demonstrate these best practices.
So walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Exactly.
Okay. What else?
Encourage transparency.
Okay.
Have team members share their calendars.
So everyone knows what everyone else is working on.
Right. Helps with coordination.
Prevents scheduling conflicts.
Exactly.
Promotes teamwork.
It does.
Training and support.
Okay.
If someone's struggling, offer workshops or resources, help them improve their skills.
Right. Invest in their development.
Empower them to be more productive.
That's the goal.
And once they have the knowledge and tools, we need to foster accountability.
Absolutely.
So everyone respects meeting times, deadlines, each other's focus times.
So important.
It's about creating a culture where everyone values time.
Their own time and their colleagues' time.
But beyond the team dynamics, there's also a personal aspect to this, right?
Absolutely.
Our calendars are a reflection of our priorities.
It's how we choose to spend our time.
Our most precious resource.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to prioritize ourselves.
It happens to all of us.
I know, I've been there.
So how do we bring more mindfulness to our calendars?
Yeah, how do we be more intentional?
It starts with aligning your calendar with your values.
Okay.
Ask yourself, what truly matters to you? What are your priorities?
Both personally and professionally. Okay, so then use those answers as a guide for how you structure your time.
Right.
So if family time is important,
Yeah.
block out evenings or weekends for family.
Exactly.
If personal growth is a priority, schedule time for reading, learning.
Hobbies.
Make sure your calendar reflects what's important to you.
Not just what's urgent.
And it's an ongoing process.
It is.
Our priorities can change.
Yeah, they do.
So we need to regularly review and adjust.
Keep your calendar aligned.
Okay, this has been a fantastic conversation so far.
It has.
We've covered so
From
much.
practical tips to team dynamics.
Even those deeper personal aspects of calendar management.
It's all connected.
But we're not done yet.
No, we're not.
In part 3, we'll tackle those unexpected disruptions.
Yeah, those fire drills.
That can throw even the most well-planned calendar off track.
It's inevitable.
So stay tuned for part 3.
Looking forward to it.
All right, so we're back for the final part.
Yes. Part 3.
Of our deep dive on calendar management.
We're sales leaders.
And we've talked about a lot of great strategies.
We have.
But there's one more challenge I want to tackle.
Okay, what's that?
Those unexpected disruptions.
Oh, yeah. The fire drills.
The things that just pop up.
Inevitable in sales.
And throw your whole calendar off track.
And it happens to the best of us.
So how do we build that flexibility into our schedules?
Right. How do you plan for the unplanned?
Without letting those fire drills completely take over.
Well, it's all about balance.
Okay.
And having the right strategies in place.
So what are those strategies?
Well, remember our buffer time.
Oh, right from the focus buffer admin method.
Exactly. That's your first line of defense.
Okay, so that built-in time can help absorb some of the impact.
Yes. It gives you some wiggle room.
But what if a fire drill needs more time than I have buffered?
Then it comes down to prioritizing.
Okay.
Ruthlessly prioritizing.
So I might need to reschedule something less critical.
You might.
Or delegate something to a team member.
Exactly.
And this is where communication is key, right?
Oh, absolutely.
My team needs to know my priorities.
So they can support you when those fire drills happen.
And we all need to be on the same page.
Yeah.
About what's a true emergency.
Right, what can wait.
But beyond the logistics, isn't there a mental shift we need to make?
Oh, there definitely is.
When it comes to these fire drills.
It's easy to get stressed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When your plans get disrupted.
But what if we changed how we view those disruptions?
Okay. I like where you're going with this.
What if instead of seeing them as annoying interruptions, we saw them as opportunities?
Okay.
Opportunities to problem solve.
To be adaptable.
To show our leadership skills.
I love that reframe.
So it's about shifting from feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered.
Yes, to handle whatever comes your way.
Because, let's face it, we can't avoid fire drills altogether.
No, you can't.
So it's about changing how we react to them.
Right. It's a mindset shift.
Embrace the unpredictable nature of sales.
And use it to your advantage.
I love that.
It's powerful.
Well, this has been a really insightful deep dive.
It has.
Into calendar management for sales leaders.
We've covered a lot of ground.
From practical tips and tools.
Yeah.
To team dynamics. To those mindset shifts.
That can make us more effective leaders.
We talked about aligning our calendars with our values.
Right.
Prioritizing ruthlessly setting boundaries.
And embracing those fire drills.
It's been a great conversation.
It has.
And a good reminder that mastering our calendars.
It's a journey.
It's an ongoing process.
Always evolving.
So as you head back to your busy schedules, remember to be intentional with your time.
Yes.
Be adaptable to change.
Absolutely.
And never stop experimenting.
Keep learning.
With new strategies to make every minute count.
Because time is precious.
It is. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
For another deep dive into the topics that matter most.